Yaddle Chattle.
It's a Star Wars podcast, Daddy, starring myself, Darth David, the most fun Sith in the galaxy. Party time, let's get our lightsabers out. Let's cut Jared's head off. Woo, woo, woo. Of course, with me as always, the light side of the Force. He is that side of the component of Yaddle Chattle, ladies and gentlemen. Jedi Jared.
Hello, hi Dave. How are you doing today?
I am doing fantastically, Jared. We're in a weird little Star Wars period.
I know.
No new nothing. We're waiting for we're waiting around until August. We're gonna be very excited for August. When my lightsaber. I didn't turn my lightsaber off. This thing is so. Look at this. Look at this thing. Listen to these moves. I tell you, today, baby. Today is finally going to be the day I decapitate you live on Yaddle Chattle. I just think the audience would like to see it. I'm not saying I want to murder you. You understand? And we're going to have to figure out how to put your head back on. I don't know if we can get some glue. Super glue of some kind. Imagine if I did a show with you and like I had your head super glued on your body while you were dead. But I couldn't like let you leave. I murdered you and then propped you up next to me to do the podcast. Wouldn't that be fucking funny?
I'm sorry for the dead air. I'm just trying to figure out the appropriate response.
That wouldn't be funny to you. Like Davey Mack goes insane.
I don't know how it would be funny for me because
it would be a little funny. You have a dark sense of humor.
I do have a very dark sense of humor.
Even though you're a Jedi.
Well, you know.
But that's all that light side, dark side stuff that they're always talking about. They say, hey, listen, you can have a little dark side.
Yeah.
Just don't join it full time.
Yeah.
Yoda was like, you can have a little dark side. Obi-Wan, you want to have a few drinks at the bar? You can have. That's like a little dark side. Just a touch, boozing it up, rather than trying to find a goddamn changeling assassin. Well, he's in the fucking bar boozing it up. I'm talking episode 2, of course.
Yes.
You know, at least he was turning down the death sticks, the cigarettes. You know, he made the whole guy rethink his whole goddamn life, didn't he? You will not sell me death sticks. You will go back and think about your future or something like that. Imagine if that guy then becomes like the fucking president of the galaxy or crazy ass fucking idea, Kathleen Kennedy. This one's a weird one.
Oh God.
Let's find out what happened to that guy. To the fucking, he was a youngish looking guy, remember? Blonde haired guy, he's got a big poofy hair. Let's see what happened after Obi-Wan hopefully saved his life and told him to rethink his future and not sell any more cigarettes. Imagine if that guy became someone.
Did you ever see...
What if he was a Jedi?
Did you ever see the episode of Robot Chicken where they did like a whole Star Wars...
Love Robot Chicken.
Star Wars... They did one of their Star Wars episodes.
I mean, they're Star Wars... Okay, so weird confession about me. I've never seen an episode of Robot Chicken or Family Guy that aren't Star Wars, and yet... I fucking love. I tell people I'm a Robot Chicken and Family Guy fan. They have all these crazy ass references. I go, oh no, I just watched the Star Wars ones on Family Guy. So I don't really know, I guess, a lot about. I mean, you figure it out pretty quickly. The old Obi-Wan Kenobi's a fucking old pervert weirdo like
Herbert the pervert.
Yeah. Oh, that's his name on Family Guy. Okay. Yeah. Obviously, he's a disgusting.
That's his whole thing. It's like,
yes.
Hey, Paperboy, you bring me any good news today, Paperboy?
He's very unsettling as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
The first time I watched it, I was like, I had Stanley with me. I'm like, I'm not sure Stanley should be watching this. It's the first Star Wars fucking product I might have to censor my children from. But I like the Family Guy and I like the Robot Chicken. But what about my idea?
No, but that reminded me of the episode of Robot Chicken where they go, they rewind and see how the cantina scene, where where Obi-Wan chops that guy's hand off.
Right.
Where like everything that led up to that point, where he's like a really like architect or like some kind of designer.
Please. Yes, sir.
And he's like doing really well. and then the pig guy invites him to go get a drink, and then they go get drunk, and like that's when the whole confrontation happens, and then because he can't draw with his other hand, he kills himself.
That's funny. But so why don't we do Death Stick Guy?
Like the Death Stick Guy is like that. Where it's
Let's do a Death Stick. How about okay? All jokes aside, I now have a new pitch. This is where I get for real. Okay, and by the way, I finally had someone, and I apologize profusely. I forget if it was on our Patreon account, patreon.com/EastsideDave, or if it was on YouTube, which is Eastside Dave TV, in the comment section of one of the Yaddle videos. But someone literally said I should be. Like, all jokes aside, they were like, you should be running the story group.
Patreon.
For IOM. I go, fucking A! I go, when we started Yaddle Chattle, I was just joking around. But at this point, I've pitched like fucking 25 ideas. Half of them are good. Here's a new pitch. Based on the cigarette guy.
Okay.
Star Wars anomalies. All right, you don't like that? Star Wars nugget. All right, the point being, we're going to take the small ass fucking 30, and we're just going to have one 20 to 30 minute episode. We'll have 10 episodes. We'll do one 20 to 30 minute episode on that character. That's it. You know, no continuity. You know, it's like, you know, just Tales from the Crypt. One and dones, baby, one and dones. And you get the cigarette guy, and maybe remember the guys in Rogue One. Not in Rogue One, in the original Star Wars. Dr. Evazan, you know, and Ponda Baba. You know, we're wanted men on
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh yes,
that's what they did on the Robot Chicken.
Well,
episode.
that's their names. I thought you were talking about somebody else.
No,
Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba are those guys.
Yeah.
So let's see how they got their death sentence on 12 systems. That means they must have killed 12 people.
Oh no, but like in the
killed 12. Stop it with the Robot Chicken. I get it. I'm onto a fucking pitch, motherfucker. Okay. I'm onto a good topic that's original.
Fine.
This motherfucker wants to talk about Robot Chicken when he has a fucking brilliant co-host who's trying to fucking do original content right now.
Fine.
Rather than synopsis Robot Chicken episodes, dummy. Now, you take a Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan. They said they're wanted in 12 systems. That means they must have killed, like I said, 12 murders. That would be a cool-ass episode. 2 to 3 minutes each, you know, with their fucking crimes. Any other characters that you would like? I want Death Sticks and Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba.
I want to see how.
Please closer to the mic, though.
I want to see Porkins.
Okay,
and how
fair
Porkins gets involved with the Rebel Alliance, and how someone so big could fit in a small cockpit of an X-wing.
You must look at me through the monitor.
Okay, fine.
Are you going to be talking to me from the side of your head also? Because you do know what happens. No one can hear your words.
What's the name of the guy?
Isn't that amazing?
What's the name?
Just here. Go like this. There you go. It's like you forget how to do a show almost on a weekly basis. It's amazing. It's like doing a show with Memento over here. This fucking guy. Go ahead, please.
What if they did a whole comedy series like Alice's
Restaurant?
No, that's the song. Alice's. Oh, yeah. But it's with the guy from the Obi-Wan's friend from episode 2. And it's a whole, like, you know, he's running this restaurant on Coruscant.
I like that.
There's all sorts of local celebrities.
No, but I mean, let's have an episode of The Diner. We don't have to, let's not do series. This is just a fun, we're going to have a one episode Diner episode for sure. Hell, maybe we should even present it sitcom style. If you did a whole series, I think that would get boring and lame.
Okay.
But if you did one episode with a laugh track and everything like that.
The bad jokes and all
that.
I think that
would be fun.
That'd be hilarious.
You could have a lot of fun with these. Come on, Kathleen Kennedy. I'm calling them right now Star Wars. What's the name of the show? Star Wars Specials. Like they're special characters. Star Wars specials. I don't know. Diamonds in the Rough. Didn't we? We used to have a segment.
Kyber Crystal in a Rough.
Kyber Crystal in a Rough, where we would take a Star Wars thing and polish it, make it better.
I think.
I don't. All right. Listen.
I'm not. No, but I like what you're. I like where you're going with that because
The idea itself should be done, correct?
Yes.
On Disney Plus?
Imagine the guys that were running the shield reactor on Endor.
Yes.
And it's just a whole episode of them at the water cooler.
Yeah.
Talking about like their weekend on Endor.
Or like they're applying sunscreen. You'd figure that they'd get like a lot of radiation. And what's life like that for one of those Imperial guys like that? They walk around. This is my point. Oh my God, this would be unbelievable. Excuse me. Let me get some water. Jesus. You made me so mad.
I didn't mean
You gave me a fucking temporary Sith virus.
Okay.
Jesus. You know how bad those are.
I guess so. The whirls and all that shit.
Well, just a lot of coughing. It was just a lot of coughing. It wasn't,
Okay. Or maybe like the Ewok medicine man.
Oh!
And he's like kind of like a doctor almost. And he's treating other Ewoks.
Yeah, you're making one of those shows. Like one of the, with
like
that,
Trapper John.
Well, no, I'm talking about the lady who one of those nice shows where the doctor, saves someone's life each and every episode.
Yeah.
He's one of those.
Like House?
Yeah, like a house. I'm telling you, this shit could work. Boom, Kathleen Kennedy, Yaddle Chattle once again.
Just
hitting it out of the park and giving you fucking amazing content. Why not do it? Golly, when's my goddamn call from Iger coming, by the way?
Just
Iger, give me a call if you want more shit like this. I got zillions of them, Bobby. Obviously, Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm and the story group, they're obviously intimidated by Darth David. Obviously. So they're not calling me. My only hope is Bobby Iger.
Oh, I hope someone passes that along. No, I'm just saying they could just basically lift the entire like 70s and 80s sitcoms, police dramas, and turn them into Star Wars related stuff. You could do that.
I mean, I wasn't looking to go, all parody. You always take one of my fucking great ideas, like Vince McMahon, and overdo it and beat it into the ground. If there was one episode that was like a Starsky and Hutch,
but I understand.
I get it.
I'm saying you could do that, like a Different Strokes-esque episode.
Different Strokes?
Yeah, it's supposed.
Starring who? Starring what characters?
It would be like a bounty hunter who adopts two little kids who are kids on.
Listen. Let me do the thinking, pal. Iger's gonna fucking fire both of our asses, and we don't even work for Disney. All right? When fucking Yaddle Chattle gets a meeting with Bobby Iger, you just sit there, okay? But yeah, zip it. Throw away the fucking key. Darth David does the talking for Yaddle. Jesus Christ, the fucking goddamn he's got. By the way, you're also talking about the last scene of The Mandalorian this year anyway, which pretty much was him adopting a kid and just hanging out. Just get him a maid and another kid, and you fucking had your goddamn.
And there you go. There you go.
All right, now, Taika Waititi.
Yes.
Working on the middle part of the script. Not getting a lot of confidence from Taika. The quotes are, I got a great idea. I have an awesome beginning and what I think is a good ending. It's just that the biggest part of the movie is the middle part, and I'm just kind of still trying to figure out what to do. Well,
they did that with one of the Men in Black.
That sounds less nuanced than one of the fucking Yaddle Chattle pitches to Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger about our stupid ideas.
That was happening on a Men in Black. One of either 2 or 3. They knew the beginning and how they wanted to end it.
Happens in more movies than you realize.
And they were writing the entire middle of the movie on the set.
It does happen in more movies than you realize. Even in Apocalypse Now, Marlon Brando didn't bother to read the fucking book.
Why would he?
Or the script. Coppola was paying him $1 million a week. So he just said, fuck it, improv. Just do speeches. You're a crazy man. This is what you've done. You've gone nuts and you're out of village.
What is his fucking problem?
Just fucking.
I want to see a Star Wars character based on Brando, who's just like such a revered actor.
Hello, Jabba the Hutt. He was directly fucking taken from Vito Corleone. He's the Vito Corleone of Star Wars. Even original incarnations of Jabba in the design room had a mustache.
Really?
He actually had a thin Vito Corleone-ish mustache. I kid you not.
It's just, Brando's such a piece of shit.
Did you, especially Coppola, who had just gotten an Academy Award?
I know.
For Godfather a few years earlier.
Did you see that that documentary they made about the making of the Island of Dr. Moreau?
No, I thought you were going to say Heart of Darkness is the Apocalypse Now documentary that every single film goer should absolutely see. Heart of Darkness is unbelievable.
I won't have to watch that then. But this documentary is about like this indie filmmaker wants to make this movie.
Oh yeah. You actually brought this up on Yaddle once.
Well,
years ago.
Brando like turns to Fairuza Balk and was like, let's ruin this movie. Like, here he is.
He didn't care anymore.
He didn't fucking care.
No, he stopped caring.
Piece of shit.
He stopped caring. So, what do you think about the Taika Waititi?
I'll believe it when I see it.
Will Taika Waititi's movie ever see the light of day? Will we be ever seeing a Taika Waititi Star Wars movie? You're on the button now with this prediction.
Pressing X to doubt.
Yeah, me too. I don't like I think what's going to happen is if this indie movie, and we got fired up last week, I want to make it a happier episode. But, I mean, it was a great episode. I was just really concerned. Like I said, Jermaine Lassier of io9.com, the best movie and film, and TV critic out there. He talked me down a ledge. He said, Davey Mack, you got to see the movie before you make your damn, panic attack. And I said, you know what? You're right. So I'm going to see Indy 5 and hopefully it's good. But I feel like if she fucks that up, I do think it's curtains for her, and it probably should be. Just because, being a head coach of a sports team, you've now, unfortunately, you've now made too many bad decisions that have taken away from your good decisions. And she has. People have been unfair to Kathleen Kennedy, and there have been great stuff in the Disney era, like Rogue One, Rebels. I'll even throw Force Awakens, and a lot of the Disney series. So she's had a lot of success. But the fact that she has made, in my opinion, Star Wars is smaller than it was in 2013. Star Wars feels smaller now. It feels more divisive, feels more polarizing, and it just doesn't feel as big and as magical. And I think that's because of some of her decisions.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree.
So I think Indy 5 is huge.
So you think that Indy 5?
Yeah, absolutely. What's the point
is going to make or break her?
You can't fuck another. If she literally fucks up another franchise, this woman doesn't understand how to do franchises. She doesn't, or she doesn't know how to creatively tell stories where the icons are left fully intact. Everyone loves what they did, and people get on board with the new characters. I've told you this a million times before. It's very simple. You have Luke and Finn kicking ass together. This way, the old-time fans love their Luke. The new people love their Finn. The old people love, I can get behind this guy Finn since he's helping Luke. And the young people can be like, I can get behind that old guy Luke since he's helping out my young boy Finn. Everyone benefits when they both star. And it's like a tag team. But when you consistently sideline, I said I wouldn't get worked up. But when you consistently sideline the legends and let the new people have glory, the people, and there's probably more fans of the legends than there are new fans, right? If you do that, you show that you're a fucking inept idiot. Who do you think is going to Indiana Jones a movie in a few weeks? I am. You think a lot of you little kids fucking care about Indiana Jones?
Oh,
no!
God, no.
So if he winds up being sidelined while someone younger
does all the fun stuff,
does all the fucking action, then again, Kathleen Kennedy has blown it. I'm going to stay
all
happy.
I want to do is hear the John Williams score, and then him punching people, whipping, shooting,
trucks, a lot of good car chases, truck chases,
explosions,
motorcycles,
close calls. Like, That's
a little supernatural. And as far as movies go, I think an Indiana Jones movie is a lot easier than Star Wars. You have this huge galactic fucking saga and soap opera and all these characters and timelines and storylines you have to keep on track with Star Wars. Indy, come up with watch a few episodes of Ancient Aliens and come up with one of the relics from that show. Listen,
that's the whole thing.
You laughed. The Ark of the Covenant.
It's the MacGuffin.
Was featured on Ancient Aliens. The Crystal Skull has been featured there. That's my point.
It's the MacGuffin that's going to decide, where the exotic locales he's going to go to.
But the pressure's on. Would you say?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know if their expectations are as high for Indy 5 as they were with Star Wars.
I mean, Star Wars is a bigger property, you're right.
Because, they're expecting with a Star Wars film to at least do a minimum of $1 billion. The Last Jedi made like $800 million. So it left a lot of money on the table. And that was still okay. It was when they got to the $200 million that Solo got, that's when they had a full-on crisis on their hands. And that is the other thing, too, is that television shows are one thing, but it's behind a paywall on a subscription basis.
Right. You gotta have the big Star Wars movie, for Christ's sake.
The movie is
it's a movie franchise.
Is what more or less finances all of that other shit.
It's how you make money. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty easy. It's how you make cash.
So if Indy makes as much as the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I think they'll chalk that up for a win. Because there hasn't been an Indy movie, in
Crystal Skull was 07, 08, somewhere around that.
14, 15 years.
Yeah.
So, and I read somewhere that Ford was I've been trying to get this movie made since Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. He would have kept making them.
Yeah. No, I think Lucas wanted out. And then Steven felt bad. He's like, I can't make indie movies without my buddy George. Because he kind of, created the character. Hey, maybe George Lucas is a little bit more brilliant than fucking Kathleen Kennedy's giving him credit for. What? Maybe Bob Iger should call up George and be like, can you come back in any kind of consulting way, in any way, shape, or form? I know you're retired. I know. Would you like an extra $500 million? Serious. Yes, I'm being serious. Yes, I'm being very serious. An extra $500 million. I'll sell you it over my goddamn iPhone right now. Here you go, George. Ready?
I don't know.
George, I just said $500 million. Did you get it? I zelled it. And then now come back and help us figure some of this shit out. Thanks, pal.
What do you think actually happened? Because it seems like George made
the white slavers. The goddamn white slavers at Disney shut my ass out. That's what happened. What happened.
But George made Kathleen president of Lucasfilm, correct?
Yeah.
That was George's decision to hand the baton over to
He gave it to her, and she shut him out. It's that simple. She gave it to her, and she shut him out.
Did he do something to piss her off?
No, I don't know if she shut him out because, listen, I'm in charge now. I really don't need to be listening to this old man. And she may have well viewed him as he'll be an old, annoying man. Or she was told by Iger, we don't want George around. I don't know. It's one of those mysteries. It's either probably Kennedy or Iger himself. But one of them shut George out. He fucking called up Disney.
Hello? No one's getting back to my phone calls. I thought, I had a few suggestions for episode 7. Hello? Is anyone there?
Oh, yeah, he was super pissed off at that.
He wanted to be a part of it. He wanted to consult.
And now
the fact that she shut him out is really bad. It's almost bad karma that we've been living with now for a long time. And I think they should do some ceremony for George. Do it at fucking Disney itself in the Star Wars land. Have everyone there.
Burn some sage.
And just be like, listen, we're sorry. Have George do the medal ceremony at the end of episode 4. where he's just standing on stage. Bum, 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 bum. Have him there. have Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger maybe even put the medal around his head.
It's a giant.
And then get on the microphone and say, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize profusely for our treatment of George, and things are okay now. And everyone claps and goes home. I mean, maybe they need to do something like that, because this is... I do think that they need a consultant. I know that Filoni is becoming the man, and that's good.
They've named 3 Star Wars films that are coming up. And
one is Rey, and I think that was instantly divisive. More divisive than they realized.
I just don't understand, if they're going to announce 3 films, maybe this is the time to bring George back in.
You'd think they would utilize George Lucas if you wanted to do it.
I almost feel certain that Filoni's just not saying anything about it, but he's definitely talking to Timothy Zahn, and he's probably talking to George.
Possibly.
And he's probably always in communication with George.
I hope so.
Because he I guess...
He's George's pupil.
Yeah. Like, this was the guy who wanted to learn
he is the George apprentice. And I like that I think that's what everyone loves about Filoni, first and foremost. He's the George apprentice. So, I know it's Dave, doing a lot of that stuff, but I would like to hear from George himself. He's alive. He's smart. He's still George Lucas. We just saw him on that ILM documentary.
I think Star Wars killed his passion. Like, it ignited his passion, but at the same time, it I
don't know.
Well, he made one movie after he sold Lucasfilm. One film. It didn't do that well. I think that, we've talked about this all the time, but he's like a big concept guy. He should make television shows, be the executive producer, and use him and all.
Sounds great. You know where he could be working for? Disney Plus and Star Wars.
I don't think he wants to do it. But I guarantee you, he's got a binder full of other shit.
I know he does.
Genius stuff.
It's stupid. It's stupid that they treated him like that. Besides just being arrogant, it's actually quite foolish, because you're having gold. You're having someone who can help you. If you want to look at it cynically, Disney, he was someone who could have helped you make money.
But
make money.
Here's what I'm also thinking. I'm thinking that the continuous decision making that they're doing at Disney and Lucasfilm, George is completely laughing himself, because it vindicates
that's what I'm saying.
The prequel
the karma.
The
fucking George karma train.
Everyone that shat on the prequels are seeing.
Oh yeah.
They literally,
how hard it is.
Well, not how hard it is, but it's all these missing pieces, and I feel like now George has been vindicated, because people go, well, did you see the prequel trilogy?
He has been.
I'm like, yeah, it's one.
He should have listened. He should have never been vilified in the first place. With the prequel trilogy is what I'm saying, because I like those movies. But whatever, you had that was the beginning of, hey, I'm going to go online and be as hyperbolic as humanly possible. And either this, whatever I see, whatever the very last movie is that I saw, it's either A, the greatest film of all time, or B, it's the single biggest piece of shit of all time. No one has nuance and gray area anymore. That thing is gone. The internet, Twitter, all of these variables fucking have people just talking like hyperbolic goddamn morons these days. And that's that. And the prequel trilogy was, I remember the people say George Lucas raped my childhood. Remember, that was the line.
Yeah,
George Lucas
I'm pretty sure
raped my childhood.
I'm pretty sure I said that.
First of all, that's the lamest fucking sentence ever, because as I've pointed out, if your entire childhood was destroyed because of Jar Jar Binks, you're one blessed, lucky, good life living motherfucker who shouldn't be complaining. If your childhood was ruined by Jar Jar, consider yourself one of the fucking happiest guys on the planet, because there's fucking kids in third world countries trying to pick up a fucking beach ball and it blows their goddamn arms off because it's a fucking landmine. Or the motherfuckers over there who are fucking starving to death because their stupid countries make the exact same mistakes that Kathleen Kennedy does. And they don't put anyone smart in charge. My childhood was wonderful. So even if George Lucas had literally sexually assaulted me, I would have still been like, well, I had a great childhood. Popular, wiffle ball, nothing wrong with it. So for these fuckers who said George Lucas ruined or raped my childhood because of a goddamn Star Wars movie, get a fucking life, you piece of shit.
They did make a whole, that episode of South Park. Was it Free Hat? Yeah.
I didn't see it. Well,
that's a great episode.
Listen, we already did Robot Chicken.
No,
it's just going to be like the Jared just brings up one fucking...
No, that was about Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. Sorry.
Now...
Sorry about that, but it was a great episode. Free Hat. Free Hat. Free Hat.
Do we know the name... Okay, different topic. Do we know the names of Yoda?
No, I actually looked at... Because you were talking about this with Sith Stanley on the phone.
Yes, I had a Sith call, a very important Sith call between Darth David and Sith Stanley. And actually, that was the topic, was what is Yoda?
And I went on Wikipedia to actually look that up. And it says, homeworld unknown... Species unknown.
So they don't have a name. There is no name for the creature of Yoda.
They don't have a name.
Because it's our namesake, Yaddle, is now one of only the three that we've seen. We've seen Yoda, we've seen Yaddle, and we've seen Grogu.
I remember when before we knew Grogu's name.
Do you think Grogu should have had a Y name? Now that you have Yoda and Yaddle?
They called him Baby Yoda.
No, not on the show, asshole. I'm talking about the fucking character. Should he have a goddamn Y name? Not what fans called him.
No.
Well, because, it seems like that's the thing. Yoda, Yaddle. How about Yogu?
I can't imagine a planet with billions of people and they all have Y names.
Why not? Star Wars, you could just be like Yibble, Yak, Yitchy, yeah, Yortle. Yees. You can just fucking make up words that start with Y. It seems pretty easy. How about Yogu? Instead of Grogu, we just take out the G and R and we put the Y. Or is Yogu too close to yogurt? I'm just saying.
And then we go full circle. All
right, here's what I think.
From Yoda to yogurt to Yogle.
So this is what I think a Yoda is. There was some sort of Ewoks that had some sort of, maybe there was a nuclear reaction accident inside a Death Star or something. And I think they were Ewoks that basically got goblinized by some sort of, nuclear reactor leak. And so what you're looking at is actually Ewoks who have been hit with a nuclear reactor leak, causing them to lose their hair, become green. Yes or no? This is not the worst fucking theory in the world. My theory is that Yoda, Yaddle, and Grogu are all Ewoks. I'm saying 10,000, 20,000 years ago, they were a group of Ewoks that had a nuclear reaction accident, and this is the line of those people.
So you think that I don't know how to articulate.
They're a bunch of Ewoks.
No, I understand that.
And maybe they were on one planet of the Endor.
Maybe there was a scientist Ewok who was trying to save a kid from a nuclear reaction.
Yes.
And he became the Incredible Hulk?
Yeah.
So you're taking the idea of the Incredible
Hulk and Ewoks and combining them with Star Wars.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that I got that right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's what we're going to do.
So
Iger.
So is it...
We're going to have a goddamn Yoda origin story.
So is the original Yoda use Yanner?
No, I think Yoda is just Yoda. I think this happened I think this happened 20,000 years ago. And now it's that line of Ewok / Yodas are all just now green.
I think, and let me just throw this out there, because I've heard a lot of stuff from the stuff you don't like, all the books and the extended canon and stuff like that. I've heard from fellow Star Wars fans that Yoda's teacher was an orange version of himself. They didn't even name the species. They didn't even they know the species. They said that he's the same species as Yoda, but he's orange.
Okay.
So just imagine
orange.
This. But it's my favorite color, orange. and he talks just like Yoda because
Orange is your favorite color?
It is.
I've never met anyone who says orange is their favorite color, and yet I haven't seen you wear orange on Yaddle Chattle ever.
Well, orange isn't a professional color, unfortunately.
Wait, so because you're usually coming from work?
Yeah.
So you're not allowed to even wear like an orange tie at work? It's not a professional color?
I do have a
I've never heard that before.
I've got an orange and blue tie, which I've worn on the show, I'm pretty sure.
How come orange isn't a professional color?
Well, it doesn't look good on me. I usually wear black.
Wait a second, you just said it was your favorite color.
It is my favorite color.
And it doesn't look good on you?
That's not the reason why orange is my favorite color.
Oh, okay.
Though.
Why?
Michelangelo was my favorite Ninja Turtle.
I'm moving on.
Why?
Because it's too crazy.
What do you mean?
This is an insane episode. We're both nuts. I'm not even blaming anyone.
Michelangelo was my favorite Ninja Turtle.
I know.
He had the orange bandana.
I have
That's
to
why
move
it's my
on.
favorite color.
All right. Now,
That's
speaking
really
fine.
why. I've made so many life decisions.
We believe you. Instead, I'm desperate to move on from that ridiculous comment.
It's not ridiculous. But
you said Yoda had something important. You had something important to say about Yoda from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, so they're recycling this whole thing about how, Obi-Wan goes to Luke or Yoda, and he's like, he's our only hope.
Right.
And then Luke says there's another, or Yoda says there's another.
No, there is another. Empire. Okay, so
Yeah,
Empire.
but
sorry, that's Empire Strikes Back.
But then Yoda says, there's another Skywalker type of thing.
Yes.
But you guys are the only ones. However, they're like, well, what about the guy from Jedi Survivor and Ahsoka Tano and Luminara? And it's like, Yoda's been in exile,
Kanan.
Kanan.
Although, did he get killed before Episode 5?
Yeah, before.
On the timeline, yeah.
He got killed right before Episode 4.
Spoiler alert, if you didn't see Rebels. All right, go ahead.
But Yoda knew about Kanan because Yoda appears to him in a Force projection. There's one episode I feel like they appear. But Ahsoka Tano's kind of gone into hiding a bit. She's been in hiding. Yoda's been on Dagobah's supposed to be to block the Force. It's meant on
to hide.
To hide.
To hide.
It's very Force ambiguous. From what I remember.
Oh, well, I thought there's so much Force down there, but there's not a lot of technology. So because because Dagobah was teaming with the Force and lack of technology, I thought it actually made him hide easier.
Well, so Yoda's kind of been in exile. He doesn't know what's going on.
Okay, so what is the point here?
I think that they're trying to bring something up that's fucking stupid.
What?
That Yoda, that this was a mistake. This was an error because they've now retconned it that all these other Jedi are around.
Oh, you're saying people online have a problem with the line?
Yeah.
There is another. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what you're saying.
Because there's way more than just one.
There's some
more.
blogs, some posts. If you've seen that, you should bring the article, though, to the table so that in this way you can quote it so I know what the fuck it is you're talking about. Because I didn't know what that tangent was about.
I just think it's all bullshit.
So people online are upset right now, or you read a blog where someone said they shouldn't have said... Wait, what is the point?
Okay, so let me bring up the article.
The point about Yoda saying there is another Jedi, and it always felt like
there was only two Jedi
Luke
left.
Skywalker
And
really
Leia
was the only one, but then in Return of the Jedi, it's, oh no, you have Leia. That they were truly the only two Jedi in the galaxy.
Yeah.
And now it's being expanded on that there were other Jedi, but they were more or less hiding.
Well, I think what it comes down to is the idea that the whole thing was that Skywalker was supposed to be the chosen one, right? So if Luke is the only Skywalker left because Anakin's technically dead and there's only Darth Vader.
Yeah,
and
right. I think that boy is our only hope. I don't necessarily think it means you're the only remaining Jedi. I think that boy's our only hope. Man, we know this kid is the son of Anakin Skywalker. And as a result, this kid is the only hope to either defeat Vader or bring back Anakin Skywalker.
You see, this is what it says. Return of the Jedi is a thrilling...
Well, who is the article? Let's give the fucking... Let's be a goddamn radio show that's professional. Ahsoka kills the entire Star Wars franchise.
Credit Inside the Magic.
By Zach Gass. Zach Gass. His articles usually stink. Get it?
Oh my god.
Gas?
Yes. So they play the...
Like farts!
Yes. Like a nebula, full of gas. Return of the Jedi is the thrilling conclusion.
We've given this monkey already so much fucking time. Who gives a shit about what this guy says?
Even if he's only just referring to Leia, Luke Skywalker's far from the last of the Jedi.
I know! Throw the phone away. I hate when you fucking scroll. It's a new thing. No more phone for you for any shows going forward.
Okay.
All it does is slow the show down. Here's the point about the fucking asshole with his little stupid article. Okay? Hey, literal Jim. Okay? Like that boy's our last hope. No one said, that boy is the only final remaining Jedi in the entire galaxy. He must not die because he's the only way the Jedi are going to survive and live and thrive. He is the final one. No, they just said he's our last hope.
Well, he's the last of the Jedi. I mean,
No! Stop! You're making the same mistake that guy just made. He's not the last Jedi. He's the last hope. They fucking said that. They never said last Jedi. I don't know why everyone fucking keeps saying he's the last Jedi. That boy's is our last hope. He's not the last Jedi. He's the last hope for Obi-Wan and Yoda to confront and either beat or save Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. Period.
Yeah. No, I agree with you all.
Thank you.
It doesn't make a difference.
Let me get water.
It doesn't make a difference if there's more Jedi out there. The whole point of of all of Star Wars currently is supposed to be the Skywalker family and this saga of returning balance to the Force, defeating the Sith in this particular arc of time in the galaxy.
Yes! It's not about being the sole remaining Jedi. It really isn't. Because that wouldn't even make sense anyway. If people are thinking that Luke Skywalker was the only Jedi, hello, then what the fuck were Obi-Wan and Yoda? So there was never about Luke Skywalker as the one final Jedi remaining in the galaxy.
No, it's about the return of the Jedi.
Because Yoda was out there. Jesus Christ.
Like Luke was basically...
I tell you,
the coming out party of the Jedi. Like
these blog writers, they got a lot of shit to quibble with. I tell you.
Well, they got nothing else. That's what they get paid for. They get paid. This is what clickbait is.
God damn them.
They pick something so fucking innocuous and stupid.
That's what clickbait is?
Yes.
I've heard that term used for the last 20 years. I didn't know.
Okay. Well, the more you know.
You fucking clickbait my ass. I don't take clickbait lightly. Okay, clickbait. Now, are we settled with that issue?
Yeah, because I think it's fucking stupid. Of course, there's always gonna be more Jedi out there. This was about Luke. This was about the family Skywalker.
That's right. Give yourself 1 point.
Thank you.
You finally see the light. You finally see the goddamn binary sunrise.
Thank you, Mr. Champion.
You finally see the couple of suns in the goddamn sky. Because I'm not having it. What was his name? Joe Gass. The guy's last name was Gass. I didn't realize what my little stupid ass joke was actually a prediction. His article really did stink. Nice job, Gass. Andy Serkis says he would like to direct a Star Wars movie. I say give him the job.
Let him do it.
I love Andy Serkis. He's 2 for 2.
Well,
I loved him as Snoke. But obviously, his performance in Andor was unbelievable.
So, did you ever see the latest Venom movie, Let There Be Carnage?
Yes, I think so. Or was that the one with the red one?
Yeah, he directed that, actually.
Yeah, I like that.
I thought it was a little too short. It's only like 90 minutes, and Carnage is like Venom's a huge like Spider-Man character, and so is Carnage.
Yeah.
And it's only 90 minutes.
Yeah, I don't need,
It's gotta be 2 hours.
they're kind of the same. Venom and Carnage. I thought they were kind of similar things, so I get 2 hours. For what reason?
Spawn. It's a Spawn.
Yeah, I know. One's black, one's red. They remind me of those things you used to get as a kid that you'd throw at the window, like a little octopus, and they would come down, they would stick to the window and then walk down. That's what they remind me of, those Venom movies.
Venom is basically, it's not good or bad, but it hates Spider-Man, so it's kind of an anti-hero.
Do I give a shit? I'm trying to do a fucking Star Wars show.
I'm just trying to explain it.
I know, but you've been like fucking Wikipedia today for every movie series that's come out of the...
That is the one thing I'm like decent at, is I know all of this stupid shit. That is like, only that's it.
Yeah, and yet you haven't seen Heart of Darkness? The Apocalypse Now documentary.
No.
Don't speak to me.
Okay. Have you seen Full Tilt Boogie?
Have what?
Full Tilt Boogie.
Full Tilt Boogie?
Yeah. It's a documentary about From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh my God. Mark Hamill says he wants Star Wars to recast Luke Skywalker.
Yes. Can I at least look that one up? Do you mind if I do that?
Yes, but how about having these in a nice...
Oh, I got it. I got it right here.
You should have them
I had it right here. I have it right here.
I know, but how about... Do you see what I do? Folks, you see what Davey Mac does? This is what we call being a professional. And you take little notes, you do the show prep. And this is what I go after. Meanwhile, Phone Boy over there loves scrolling. God damn, it's like you're scrolling on Grubhub. What, did you order yourself one of those fucking pizzas with the goddamn pretzel crust? Get me one of those.
Ooh, sounds good. They make
Little Caesars.
No, not Little Caesars. What's his face? Right up the road in Asbury Park.
I was just at the Little Caesars that gave it to me.
Well, you should have gone to Joe's Rotisseria.
I know, but sometimes you say no before you even know what the fuck it is you're talking about. I just had the pretzel crust pizza at Little Caesars.
They have Little Caesars here?
I was working a radio gig. But I liked it. It was a good pizza.
You know what? I'm going to pass judgment on you right now. We live in the land of pizza.
Did you not hear me just say I was working a radio gig?
I was working a million other pizzeria.
I was working a radio gig. I was paid to be there. How did that take? How did it take like 3 fucking times for that to sink in?
I don't know.
This is where. This is why you can't have your phone in your hand. You literally you were admonishing me for eating Little Caesars when there's a whole bunch of great mom and pops areas at the Jersey Shore. I understand. But then I told you I was working it as a radio gig.
Oh,
in other
so
words,
you were
I
at
was,
a Little Caesars?
Yes, I was paid to be there. Caesars? You get paid to be there for a couple hours. You spin the wheel, you do this.
I know. I've met
there's one
I've met Prize Pigs before.
Point Pleasant or Brick. I forget. I think it was Brick Township. Go ahead.
Okay.
What's your little line, Phone Boy? And this is it. I want you to put the goddamn phone. And next week, I would like a Jedi Jared notebook. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Do you know these things cost exactly 99 cents?
Yes. I have plenty of notebooks.
Could we think of doing that?
Maybe.
We've only been doing Yaddle Chattle for a year.
Over a year now.
And you still won't, make a couple of little advances in your game.
Not at all.
You're not at all, he says.
What you see is what you get.
There was a while,
you had a lot of hope for
6
me.
months ago. No. Where remember there were some Yaddle heads giving me shit like, hey, you yell at him a lot. And I go, if you only knew him, you would not stop yelling at him. This is the thing, Yaddle heads. And now what I'm saying is those comments have backed off. I now get more comments like, Davey Mac, take him to task. He's doing it again. He's turning his fucking head. They hate when you turn your head, you piece of shit. Go ahead, read your thing. Read your thing off.
I'm not going to read it.
No, please.
I'm not going to read it.
No, I want to see it. Come on.
So this is about, he says, this is all
Who is he?
Luke.
Oh, Mark Hamill?
Mark Hamill's talking about well, now that they have this technology, will we get to see a whole Luke Skywalker series of him being de-aged like they just did with the Indiana Jones movie.
And which they did with Luke.
Yes, but he goes, it's unusual to see yourself like that. It can't be cheap. People say, oh, now you're going to be able to do a whole series of Luke post-Return of the Jedi. I said, I don't think so. First of all, they don't need to tell those stories, but if they do, they could get an age-appropriate actor.
Agreed.
Then
Good job, Mark. See, this is why we love Mark Hamill. I've been saying, they recast Solo. I don't know why they're not like recasting Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill right now.
Well,
right now. And I agree. Good job, Mark.
Remember that meme that went around for a while where they basically superimposed Sebastian Stan's face onto Luke Skywalker?
It looked great.
And it looked just like him?
Yeah, he looked good.
They could totally go with him.
But that guy's probably too tall if the Alden Ehrenreich Solo. We're going to have to get Alden Ehrenreich like platform shoes.
I mean, there's ways of like shooting it to make him look taller.
Just get him. Well, I never liked. Wait. Why can't we get him shoes that like it doesn't on screen? You won't see it. But
he's got to run around. He's got a stuntman's got to.
I'm just saying. You can't have Luke though. Fucking 8 inches taller than Han. That would look so weird.
I guess.
And I think Sebastian Stan is
tall.
Well, I think he's a few inches taller than Ehrenreich. All right. I agree with Luke. Did he say any more?
Yeah, he says, as for returning to play an older Luke, well, as Rey's mentor, it would make sense. But on that subject, Hamill goes from opinionated to corporate on a dime. One thing you learn, end quote. One thing you learn working for Lucasfilm, everything is confidential, he says. Everything is confidential. So if I were involved, I wouldn't be able to tell you. And if I were not involved, I wouldn't be able to tell you. So I don't know. We'll have to find out together, I guess.
Mark Hamill just gave us as confusing a quote as a Jared Fishman explanation for any random Yaddle Chattle topic. I mean, what was he talking? All right.
He's basically saying
he's not going to be doing it.
Maybe yes, maybe no.
But at least I like the first part. Forget about Mark for now, because I sort of feel like since they killed Luke Skywalker, I find it unlikely that he'll be back the one way as we discussed. World between worlds, she pulls him out. She pulls him out of Octu. I would pull him out of Octu. If you're going to have the world between worlds, she pulls him out and say, this is not a way for you to die. Because it really wasn't inspiring. I mean, the whole thing was it's going to inspire the galaxy, and then they literally just at the beginning of the next movie, we're like, no one is even responding to our messages, so the rest of the galaxy doesn't even fucking care. And then when the rest of the galaxy did show up in episode 9, there was not one single one of them that said, we're here because of what Luke Skywalker did.
No, they were.
Oh, we heard about what Luke Skywalker did on Crete, and that's why we're here. No, it was because we're here because of the message. Yeah.
Because of Lando.
We're here because of the message. So Luke's fucking death truly
meant nothing.
How does that make you feel, Ryan Johnson? Because your whole bullshit of Luke fucking giving the goddamn galaxy optimism, it didn't.
Hey, Kathleen.
It meant nothing.
Hey, Kathleen Kennedy.
You killed someone who is a goddamn movie icon of 40 years, and you killed him for no goddamn reason. Then you say, why are Star Wars fans they got the fan baby tears. I'll drink your fan baby tears.
That tastes good.
Oh, okay. 40 years of being a loyal customer and consumer of a product, and I just don't want to see, my fucking guy exterminated for no reason. Anyway, go ahead.
Would you say that Ryan Johnson raped your childhood?
I would say Ryan Johnson
raped your childhood.
No, I wouldn't go that hard. My adulthood, baby. Maybe my adulthood.
Then you got it pretty damn good, Dave.
You're right. You are right. At the end of the day, I got it good.
No, I wholeheartedly agree, and it's very much from the storytelling point where no one sat in a room together and was like, hey guys, let's kind of map this whole thing out together.
Hey guys, if we're gonna kill Luke, is there a reason? Or I mean, like, you know,
like,
is that something we should be doing?
Like,
I know I would have a lot of anxiety and hesitancy to fucking take out a character like that if I was writing something.
But it's not only that, it's like,
you're like, and wait, do I really have the balls? I'm gonna be the one who takes out Luke Skywalker, a fucking revered character of millions for decades, created by someone else who is much more well thought of than you? That was...
No, again, this all goes back to the idea that it was 3 different directors writing 3 different films, and no one thought it was a good idea to say, hey guys, let's sit in a room together and kind of map this whole thing out.
No.
And let's see how we get from A to B, B to C, and then C to D.
It was an intentional, we're going to hand the baton, and that has never worked. Really, almost ever.
But the baton was handed, like, it's, oh, here, you take the baton. Oh, well, now you have to write an entire movie based on what I came up with instead of being a collaborative effort where, you know, maybe Rian Johnson had some ideas that might have punched up episode 7, and maybe Colin Trevorrow had some ideas, and like they each gave each other notes where they wanted it to be and where everything should end, and you made
it was poorly planned. What do you want from me? It was poorly planned.
Awful.
You gotta give us a quick cage match. We gotta get out of here.
Okay. Jabba the Hutt versus U-Scanner. Just kidding.
Versus who?
U-Scanner, the first Yoda.
Oh, Jesus
No, I'm kidding. Let's do Jabba the Hutt. No, I got it. I got it. Versus Wicket the Ewok.
No one's saying anything. You're saying
Wicket
no to yourself.
Wicket the Ewok.
Wicket versus Jabba.
Yeah.
All right.
Babyface versus heel.
I like the matchup.
Size differential.
In terms of babyface versus heel. Here's what I'll say. I'll say I think Wicket would give it a great chance, a great shot. I think his size, he could do some interesting things. You know, he could probably be walking around Jabba and maybe cut his tail off a little bit. And what's Jabba gonna do? Now, at the same time, in order to kill Jabba, you'd imagine Wicket has got to get close to him, the way Leia had to get close and strangle him. But Wicket's so small, if he tries to get close to Jabba, Jabba will pick him up and eat him. And eat him. He will pick him up and eat him. So I just don't see a way for Wicket to get close enough to defeat Jabba. I'm going with Jabba the Hutt.
See, I think that Wicket is small and fast and agile.
I agree.
So I think if Jabba's slow and he's got one shot to grab Wicket, where if Wicket can tumble out of the way, he can get around to Jabba. Jabba's not gonna be chasing his tail.
Well, that's fair.
And Wicket might have a shot, so I'm going with Wicket.
Going with Wicket?
The size matters not, right? Yoda said that?
Well, the results are in, and Jabba would win. 55 points for me, minus 4 points for you.
Okay.
Excuse me?
I said okay.
Was that a sarcastic okay?
No.
Minus 200. It felt sarcastic to me. Quickly.
Okay.
Plugs, and then we leave.
Follow Eastside Dave across all social media platforms at Eastside Dave, EastsideDaveCountry.com, YouTube, Eastside Dave TV, and go over to Patreon.com/EastsideDave if you haven't already, and check out our new series, Tales from the Satellite.
Second episode.
We just released our second episode.
Premiered.
We're working very hard on our third episode, so that should be coming out relatively soon. The puppet episode was a lot of fun to work on.
Excellent.
Special shout outs to super producer Bobby and the Ron and Fez archivist.
Yes, no doubt. And to all the fans on Patreon.com, thank you so much. It's really going well, and we're going to have more stuff out here. But of course, to all of our Yaddle heads, to everyone from the Yaddle Chattle audience, we love ya. He's Jedi Jared. I'm Darth David. Good night.
Good night. Oh, shit.